What's going on YouTube? It's Noah Jefferson, and as you can see by the title of this video, I'm going to be doing a guitar string change tutorial. The guitar I'm going to be using is my Dean VMNT. You've probably seen this if you watched any of my other videos, which if you haven't, you should check them out because they're pretty sick. If you're new to my channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. I'm posting weekly videos and you don't want to miss them, bro. Also, if you want to see more tutorial type videos like this one, be sure to leave me a thumbs up or leave me a comment and let me know you like it. If you're ready, let's get started. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this string winder and I'm going to loosen the tension off of all these strings. I'm going to do that by putting it on the first knob on the low E string, and I'm going to twist it counterclockwise or whichever way that the string will loosen. And you only need to loosen it about this much, alright? Just take the tension off the string. So now that my strings are nice and loose, I'm gonna take my wire cutters and I'm just gonna snip them. Alright, now the ones at the end, you can just unravel them and pull them off. It's not very hard. Be careful with the little ones, like once you get closer to the last three strings, they're actually pretty sharp. Like you might poke yourself and it's kind of annoying. And then these little bits here, then you can just push these out of the back. I'm literally just pushing the string and it's popping out the back. One important thing that I forgot to mention is you want to pay attention to which way your bridge is on, because if it pops off while you're taking your strings off, you just want to make sure that you put it on the same way that it was on before. Now at this point, you got all your strings off, so this would be a good time to give your guitar a little clean if you want, a little wipe down with some Windex or something. My guitar is not looking too bad, so I'm just going to skip that, and we're going to get straight on to putting the new strings on. So the strings I'm using are Ernie Ball Power Slinkies. They're 48 through 11 gauge. I like a little bit more of a heavy gauge on the lower strings, so you get more of a chug out of it. And then a lighter gauge around the bottom because it makes soloing a bit easier. Now, depending on what brand of strings you're using, the packaging is going to be labeled in different ways. Other brands, sometimes they like color code the tips of the strings, and then they'll put a key on the packaging for, red equals E string, green equals A string, etc. It's kind of up to you to just figure out, what string is what. Lots of guitars. Shit. So, starting with the low E string, I'm going to turn my guitar over and I'm going to feed it through this hole right here. I'm going to feed it through the back. It's going to pop out the front. I'm going to pull it tight, and then you're going to want to sit it right in that groove right there on the bridge. You're going to bring it all the way down, and there's going to be another groove here at the end of the neck. And then you just want to sit it into that groove, and it's going to go into this first knob here. But to make sure I get the correct length, I'm going to measure down 2 knobs, and I'm going to cut it right there. Now that my string's the right length, I'm going to go ahead and feed it through the hole in the knob. I'm going to have it sticking out about 1/2 inch. And you go ahead and take your string winder, and you're going to wind it up going counterclockwise. You want to hold the string nice and tight because you want to get it tight around that knob. You don't need to tighten it up all the way. You just need to make sure that the string's on there, because then we're going to go through and stretch them after. Alright, low E string's on there, and I'm going to go through and do the exact same method on the rest of the strings. Now that all my strings are on, I'm going to go ahead and stretch each one of them individually. This is a very important step. You don't want to skip over it. It's going to make your guitar stay in tune for longer, and you're not going to have to tune it a whole bunch of times. So to stretch your strings, you just want to make sure there's a decent amount of tension on them, about that much. And you're just going to put a firm grip over on the neck and just go over here, with a couple fingers, 3 fingers, whatever, just pull up. And then you're gonna move your hand down and just pull. Now, you don't want to pull too hard. I mean, if you try really hard to break the string, you're probably gonna break it. Just give them a good stretch. I do about, 10-15 seconds on each string. Now, once I get down to these last couple strings, I'm not really gonna stretch them because they are really thin gauge, and there's just a really good chance that you can break them. So, just kind of give them a light stretch, but just be very careful. All right, now that all your strings are stretched, go ahead and take your string winder and just tighten them up a little bit so they're not just flopping along on the fretboard. At this point, you're gonna wanna tune your guitar about 2 to 5 times, and by that point, it should be in tune. If you made it to the end of this video, I appreciate you. Go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.